Today's show is sponsored by the Electric Vehicle Association. Join up to support the electrification of transport and get the help you need to finance your own EV or clean energy future. And by Energy Sage. Visit the link in the description to find local, verified solar experts, community projects and heat pump specialists in your area. And by Atmos Financial. Bank better with a financial technology company that's powered by a portfolio of clean energy investments. Welcome back to another episode of TEN, Transport Evolved News. Thanks for joining me. Today, we are starting the show with some sad, if inevitable, news. EV startup Fisker has officially filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy protection in the US. Fisker's official press release tries to paint a picture of confidence about its future, stating that a sale of its assets under Chapter 11 is, quote, the most viable path forward for the company, end quote. It blames market and macroeconomic headwinds for its financial woes and says that it currently plans to continue to pay staff and fund customer programs. While it states its Chapter 11 filing doesn't affect Fisker subsidiaries outside of the US, we'd be remiss for not noting that Magna Steyr, its contract manufacturing partner, has halted all Fisker production and is scrambling to make up more than $400 million in lost revenue it was expecting from Fisker. The Mexican factory where GM makes the Chevrolet Equinox is likely to soon start producing the Cadillac Optiq 2, according to a report from Cluster Industrial. A jointly owned SAIC and GM facility in Shanghai is already making Optiq for the Chinese market, but in order to circumvent tariffs and qualify for US federal tax incentives, a North American production facility is essential for US-sold Optiqs. Cadillac recently confirmed the vehicle will be sold in Europe as part of the brand's reintroduction efforts there, and while it's not yet confirmed for any right-hand drive markets, it's worth noting that Cadillac already sells its larger sibling, the Lyriq, in both Australia and Aotearoa, so I'd suggest a right-hand drive Optiq isn't out of the question yet. It isn't just GM showing interest in making another EV in Mexico. According to reporting from Korea's Business Post, Kia is also looking to Mexico for its EV3 production. While GM has a Chinese production facility, Kia already has a production facility in Korea for the Asian market. But the EV3, which could sell for under $30,000 if it qualifies for incentives, could be a great opportunity for Kia to capture the entry-level compact EV market, a market which traditionally hasn't been well served in the US. And while some of you have rightly pointed out that for many, even $25,000 isn't affordable, it's a big step in the right direction, especially when we consider the disproportionate number of new EVs priced at the top of the marketplace. While EV owners in most parts of the world have been able to use Tesla superchargers for a long time, because everyone, including Tesla, uses the same charger inlet, the CCS Type 2, the transition from CCS Type 1 to NACS in North America is happening at a glacial rate. So far, Ford and Rivian owners can make use of Tesla V3 and newer superchargers with a special NACS to CCS Type 1 adapter, but EVs from other brands, including GM, haven't been granted access, despite Tesla promising spring 2024. But as Inside EVs this week said, the next batch of EVs to be granted will happen soon, quoting sources within GM who say it already has adapters ready and software programmed. Those insiders also, however, painted a picture of poor communication between Tesla and companies looking for NACS supercharger access. Watch this space. If you grew up in Europe in the 1980s or 1990s, you might remember the Fiat Panda as a small, versatile, go-anywhere budget car that was, for a while, even available as an off-road all-wheel drive demon. This week, the Panda nameplate lives again, but this time in the form of a much larger vehicle, the Fiat Grande Panda, a new global B-segment vehicle that will offer a choice of either all-electric or hybrid drivetrain and seating for 5. It's built on the same CMP compact platform as the Citroën EC3, which, while we don't have official specs from Fiat, means we could expect about an 83 kilowatt motor and a 44 kilowatt hour LFP battery pack. On paper, this should mean that the Fiat Grande Panda EV will be another more affordable EV option. Ultium Cells, the battery manufacturing collaboration between GM and LG Energy Solutions, has announced the official ratification of its first contract with United Auto Workers, the first battery production facility in the US to become a fully unionized facility. Workers at the Warren, Ohio facility will see dramatically improved pay and work conditions as a consequence of unionization, which 98% of employees at the facility voted in favor of. The contract went into effect on Monday and ensures that workers are paid a fair salary for their time at work, gives them overtime at time and a half for 11th and 12 hours in any given shift, and also increases mandated break times during a standard work shift. This should reduce fatigue-caused errors on the production line and improve worker productivity. While many legacy automakers are pushing back their EV plans, Hyundai is looking to expand its EV production with multiple new models coming to Europe soon. That's according to the CEO of Hyundai Motor Europe, who spoke at the Automotive News Europe Congress this week. In addition to launching a brand new model in the form of the Hyundai Insta EV later this year, a vehicle that shares much of its design with the gasoline-powered Casper that's already on sale in large parts of the world, Hyundai also plans a new IONIQ model before the end of the year, a model which, while Hyundai hasn't confirmed, we'd expect to be the Hyundai 9, a vehicle we've already seen in concept form as the Hyundai IONIQ 7. The brand wants its EV sales to be at least 20% of its overall sales volume in Europe by next year. Artificial intelligence is becoming an increasingly common part of our lives, from the virtual assistants you may encounter calling your bank or asking for tech support, through to Apple's recent announcement of AI inclusion in its latest operating systems. And how people feel about this will vary greatly from person to person. I have a dedicated LLM server set up on my home network, but I feel very squirrely about letting my personal data leave my home network, for example. But AI can help in other ways too, as Porsche is demonstrating with its digital twin battery tech. This week it told Electrive that it's working to develop digital twin models of real battery packs and is making good progress. Ultimately, it believes it will be able to use data from customers' cars along with a digital twin AI model to better predict problems with cars' battery packs before they become a major problem. Earlier in the year, there was some concern that EV demand was dropping in the US, but new sales data for the US for April shows that EV sales are soaring, just not for Tesla. While Tesla's Model Y and Model 3 remain the most common EVs, with combined sales of nearly 42,000 for April, Model Y sales are down 4.7% year over year, and Model 3 sales are down 55.1% year over year. Meanwhile, Ford's Mustang Mach E soared by 287% in third place, and Toyota's BZ4X soared to 646% of its sales volume last year. The Hyundai IONIQ 5, Rivian R1 S, and Ford F-150 Lightning all experienced double to triple-digit growth, as did the Kia EV6. The only Tesla model to increase based on last year? Interestingly, the Tesla Model X. The path to a more sustainable and equitable future relies on us not only making our transportation more sustainable, but also decentralizing and democratizing energy generation. At the heart of that is, of course, photovoltaic solar panels, and this week, UK solar energy specialists Oxford PV debuted their newest residential solar module that breaks all records when it comes to efficiency. Made using perovskite on silicon technology, the 60-cell module can turn 26.9% of the solar energy hitting it into electrical energy. Weighing just under 25 kilograms, 55 pounds, its 1.6 square metre, that's 17 square foot size, makes it ideal for domestic applications where roof size often makes it difficult for larger commercial-style panels to be installed. Oxford PV aims to scale up manufacturing for the panel over the next few years. Talking of solar, while our short shorts are next, let's head to our good friends at Energy Sage for our first video sponsor segment. Energy Sage helps homeowners connect with local verified solar installers across the US, and now heat pump specialists in select markets who really know their stuff and can help you navigate the process of installing solar panels, help you join a community solar program, or get a heat pump installed. We used Energy Sage when we were looking for installers willing to help us put solar panels on the roof of our home and studio, and our Energy Sage verified installers were professional, knowledgeable, and even put us in touch with an amazing credit union to help us finance our solar panels for as low a monthly payment as possible. Follow the links below to sign up for either of Energy Sage's free no obligation services and get the ball rolling today. If you choose to use an Energy Sage installer for your project, we will also get a small referral fee, so you'll be helping us out too. And now it's time for short shorts. Despite just filing for bankruptcy protection, Fisker has just issued 2 recalls for the Fisker Ocean. The first is to rectify incorrectly displayed warning lights, and the second relates to a potential issue with the main drivetrain power system. Both should be fixed via OTA updates. Rivian has recalled certain R1T and R1S vehicles to rectify a defect with the trim attachment clips on upper B and C pillar trim panels that may have been damaged during service. If damaged, the clips may prevent side airbags from deploying properly. Audi has recalled 65 examples of its Q8 e-tron Quattro and Q8 Sportback e-tron Quattro to address a manufacturing defect that results in an over-tightened brake line that could cause the brake line to snap, leading to a leak in the brake system and reduced braking performance. Tesla appears to have halted deliveries of the Tesla Cybertruck to deal with an issue related to the wiper motor for the windscreen. Owners expecting deliveries were told Tesla wanted to replace defective motors, but no official recall notice has been processed yet. BMW has recalled some of its CE02 electric scooters due to a manufacturing issue with dealer accessory side bag holders. In some cases, those holders may detach from the scooter, causing obvious problems. BMW is contacting owners of affected vehicles. After telling the world that Tesla would only allow customers to transfer their full self-driving privileges from an old Tesla to a new one once, then suddenly offering it again, Tesla is now extending the one-time FSD transfer for another full quarter. BMW has officially cancelled a €2 billion battery cell order from Swedish battery firm Northvolt. According to reporting, Northvolt couldn't meet BMW's order in a timely fashion, but both firms appear to be continuing to work together on next-generation battery tech. BYD has slashed the price of its Atto 3 electric SUV in Australia, adding a larger touchscreen display, new features like camp mode, and a starting price of around $44,000 Australian dollars. BYD is the second most popular EV brand in Australia today. Tesla customers frustrated that the Highland Tesla Model 3 doesn't have traditional device stalks for lights, indicators and gear selectors can now add them to their car for about $400. You can get those stalks back, but you'll also have to be happy to DIY the install. Hyundai Motor Group's CEO confirmed this week that despite what other automakers are doing with regard to EV production, it is committed to EVs and views them as top priorities for the brand. Despite changes to demand, the company CEO said the brand's EV plans were smart for the firm. Tesla's long-awaited second-generation Roadster is still nowhere to be seen, but this week, Elon Musk was on X hyping up the car's capabilities. According to a post Musk made over the last weekend, the next-generation Tesla Roadster will be able to fly. Hyundai and Kia have just signed a new partnership deal with Chilean company SQM that will see the latter supply both with lithium hydroxide for use in electric vehicle battery packs. While no value was given for the deal, it's expected to be quite large. Chevrolet has announced a price cut in leasing for its Equinox EV, making it available for $379 a month. The deal is the standard 36-10 lease deal and requires $3,198 at signing. GM's Chinese market brand Wuling has begun official sales of the Wuling Bingwu Plus. It's a small 5-door SUV with a claimed range of between 401 to 510 kilometers. It will start from just under $12,400 equivalent. The Berlin Senate has slashed the funds for the procurement of electric buses for Berlin's public transport network, BVG, but there's a decent enough reason for the change. According to reports, a new bus depot for electric buses being built is very much behind schedule. A new survey from Associated Press, NORC and EPIC shows that while EV incentives in the US are now far better than they once were for most buyers, 46% of those surveyed said they're likely to not buy an EV. Price tops the list of reasons why they are not tempted. Hyundai has confirmed that the first electric vehicle to roll out of its new production facility in Georgia will be a refreshed version of its IONIQ 5. While few details were given, we can assume a noticeable refresh for the interior, plus improved OTA and drivetrain capabilities. Jaguar Land Rover, in collaboration with Chery, has announced a new electric vehicle brand for China. Under the agreement announced midweek, JLR will allow Chery to use the Freelander nameplate to make new EVs for the Chinese market. Fisker might be in bankruptcy protection, but Lucid already appears to be eager to nab the Ocean nameplate. According to documents submitted to the US Patent and Trademark Office, Lucid wants to trademark Ocean for use in a future electric vehicle. Ford has increased the possible discounts available on its 2024 Mustang Mach E lineup, with up to $12,000 off MSRP when taking out a 36-10 lease. That said, like other lease deals, a sizable down payment is required to get that headline rate. After declaring bankruptcy back in February, Swedish motorcycle brand Cake is back. Midweek, we learned that a Norwegian car retailing business called Bra Holding AS purchased Cake and its entire IP back in March. Its Stockholm headquarters has reopened. The Jeep Wagoneer S may have just had its official debut, and sorry we haven't been invited to any events for it, but Jeep is already enticing customers in with $7,500 lease discount for when sales begin later this year. Let us know if you'd like us to try and drive one. BYD is readying a market launch of its Seal EV in Korea, with a goal of chasing Korean firms Hyundai and Kia in the EV marketplace. It's already on sale in many countries around the world, and BYD believes its low-cost Seal could steal much of the Hyundai-Kia market share. The Tesla Model 3 long range is now eligible for the full $7,500 federal tax incentive. Tesla and the IRS confirmed that this week. But while Tesla didn't state what caused the changes, we're going to assume it was something to do with the battery pack. In order to avoid the US tariff on Chinese-made EVs entering into the country, Volvo is seemingly readying a new tactic that will see it manufacture its EX30 EV in Belgium before then shipping it to the US for sale. Eventually, Volvo does plan on building the EX30 somewhere in North America. Tesla is now producing approximately 1,300 Cybertrucks per week. According to the company, it will shift production away from its Foundation series to other variants sometime next quarter. We have certainly seen more Cybertrucks on the roads of North America. Have you? The European Union Commission may have just announced a new tariff on Chinese-made EVs entering into its member nations for sale, but this week Germany spoke out against the rule, pointing out that retaliatory tariffs could hurt German automakers exporting to China. It's calling for the tariffs to be halted or changed to lessen their impact. Chinese automaker Leap Motor has officially started producing its entry-level T03 electric car at a Stellantis-owned production facility in Poland. The production is taking place thanks to a joint agreement between Leap Motor and Stellantis, which sees a place for small, affordable EVs in Europe. New reporting from China suggests that BYD's FinDreams battery unit has signed a contract with Tesla for supplying cells for battery energy storage systems in China. The contract will see BYD provide 20% of Tesla's battery needs, while CATL will provide the rest. Honda has announced new discounts on its 2024 model year Prologue that could give customers up to $10,500 off MSRP when paired with a standard 3610 lease deal. The lease requires just under $4,000 as a deposit. Thanks to the wide choice in Volkswagen Group EVs on sale in Germany, Volkswagen Group brands, including Volkswagen, Skoda and Audi, helped the Volkswagen Group en masse outsell Tesla in EV sales during May. Overall EV sales during May fell year over year, though, thanks to a change in German EV incentives. The state of New York has just introduced a new bill that, if passed, would ban the sale of all new internal combustion engined ATV and UTV within the state from 2035, requiring all new vehicles from that point to be electric. We'll keep you posted. NIO has unveiled its all-new EL8 flagship EV for sale in Europe. Offered with seating for up to 6, it will initially start deliveries in Germany, Denmark, the Netherlands, Norway and Sweden this September, with other countries due to launch in the following months. Thanks to official specifications sent to the Chinese government for approval, we now know the next smart car variant to go on sale will be the number 5, a fully electric SUV that will be so large it will classify as a full-size vehicle. I frankly miss the days of the 4.2. Lynk Co has unveiled its first electric car, the Lynk Co Z10. It's designed to cross-shop against vehicles like the ID.7 from Volkswagen and will feature an 800-volt battery pack and range in excess of 800 kilometers on the Chinese test cycle. And finally, for the shorts, Polaris has just opened the first charging network for off-road UTVs and ATVs. It's located in Michigan's Upper Peninsula and is designed to give ATV and UTV owners with a battery the chance to explore 100 miles of off-road trails in the area. And those are your shorts. There will be more next week. Our final 2 stories are next, but first, a quick word from another one of today's video sponsors, Atmos Financial. Imagine a bank where your savings not only grow but also go towards growing a greener world. That is exactly what Atmos Financial does for you. With Atmos, every dollar in your checking and savings account is funding projects that light up lives with solar energy rather than fossil fuels. Atmos is banking that builds a better tomorrow with every swipe of your card because it's committed to investing 100% into clean, equitable and sustainable progress. There's a 3.5% savings rate and a mobile app so your finances and the climate can go hand in hand. It charges no monthly fees and there are no minimums keeping you awake at night. It also offers accessible solar loans for those who want to give the fossil fuel industry the ultimate middle finger. By joining Atmos using the links below, you're not only choosing a smarter way to bank, you're planting seeds for a healthier earth. And every sign-up supports this channel so we can keep bringing you the content you love. I am personally a customer and I love knowing that I'm saving money while also making sure that money doesn't end up funding the fossil fuel industry. And now, it's time for those last 2 stories. I'm sure by now you're familiar with Chinese automotive brands NIO and XPeng, both of which we cover a fair amount on this show. But this week we've got a new brand from China to mention that has its sights set on both of them. ePay, whose brand name is the letter E followed by the mathematical symbol for pi. It's just launched its 008, a 3-row vehicle that's going to be available in its home market of China as both an EV and a range-extended EV. Looking like a cross between a traditional SUV and a minivan or wagon, its spec sheet is reasonably impressive, with vehicle-to-load and V2G available on both variants, and a 636-kilometre, 395-mile claimed CLTC range for the EV variant. It also has a starting price of just under the equivalent of $30,000 US. And Finally. This weekend, in case you didn't know, we'll see the annual Race to the Clouds take place on the famous Pikes Peak in Colorado. And as with previous years, we know EVs will put in a massive show with plenty of electric vehicles competing in a variety of different classes. This year, though, we're going to see two new entrants in the electric pickup truck world, the all-new Rivian R1T quad motor and a specially built race-going performance version of the F-150 Lightning from Ford called the F-150 Lightning Supertruck. While the Ford F-150 Lightning Supertruck and its claimed 1.03 megawatt drivetrain will be impressive to watch, especially with Romain Dumas at the wheel, it is a race-prepped and designed vehicle. While the Rivian R1T quad motor, from what we can tell, it's a production R1T with a few tweaks. And for that reason, I'm kind of hoping that Rivian does really well and gets all of the attention. Sorry, Ford. And on that note, we are done with today's show. As always, a massive thank you to the Electric Vehicle Association for sponsoring today's show. They've been advocating for EVs since 1967 and firmly believe that our future depends on us making the switch to clean, green electric cars today. The EVA can help you find someone near to you that can help you make that switch to electric. It can help you become an EV educator, and it can point you in the direction of monthly meetups for like-minded EV fans. Plus, if you become a member, you'll gain access to a clean energy and EV loan program set up between the EVA and the Colorado Clean Energy Credit Union. So find out more by heading to myeva.org. And thanks to Energy Sage. Follow the link below to find out how easy it can be to get verified, trustworthy solar experts helping you make the step towards energy self-sufficiency through solar on the roof of your home, joining a community solar project, or by getting a heat pump installed. And thanks to Atmos Financial. Bank better by following the link below. As usual, we'd all love it if you'd consider supporting the channel from $1 a month on Patreon or about $10.08 a year. We chose to operate a primarily viewer-supported model as it allows us to keep editorial impartiality while simultaneously ensuring our output is free for everyone to consume. That said, without support from those who can, we wouldn't be able to keep doing this. So if you already support, thank you. And if you don't yet, please consider it. YouTube is doing weird stuff again. And no, if you have been unsubscribed by YouTube, which I know many of you have based on what you've been saying this week, know that we are as frustrated about it as you are. But we didn't do it. And if Patreon isn't your thing, do check out our swag store where there is a new design for the month of June, which is super cute. Pride is here, so grab the new design and let your flag fly. It, along with the rest of our designs, are there for all of your swag-related needs. And of course, we will be back next week as usual with content going out every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Saturday and Sunday. We are heading towards Everything Electric in Vancouver this coming September, and I know some of you have already reached out to ask about discounted tickets. We are going to be working with a fully charged team on this, so if you'd like to go and want to support us while getting tickets, if you just want to hold off on getting tickets until the codes and the deals are ready, that would be fantastic. To finish, remember that you are valid and loved and you have a place in this world, even if lawmakers, pundits and talking heads want you to not exist or want to restrict your rights. I know this year has seen so many rights eroded and it can be hard just keeping on, but know that just existing is your resistance. And even if you're not affected by eroding rights, please remember to register to vote and get involved in your local political scene. Have your say, whatever that is, because it is part of the democratic process. So until next time, stay safe regardless of your identity or who you love. Be an amazing ally, be kind, and please, for the sake of everyone's future, keep evolving.